I always told those guys up there, and once in a while they say, well, you're quiet today, what's the matter? And I said, well, you don't learn anything if you're talking. My name is Lumer Joseph Bartak, and I live at Plainview, Nebraska. I was born at Creighton on the farm, 2 miles east of Creighton and a half south. No buildings there anymore. And of course at home, it didn't have a furnace, and it didn't have water. And of course it wasn't insulated, you know. You can about imagine what it was like. Just when we run out of electricity here, we think it's terrible if it starts getting cold in the house. Well, it was like that all the time. Everybody sat around the big dining room table with a gas lantern in the middle. Maybe Dad was over here reading the paper. The rest of us were around the table doing the homework. You know, get up in the morning, why, you might have a little frost around your covers. It got that cold. But we all survived, you know. No, it was hard. It was a hard life. In the summertime, walk 1.5 miles just to swim in the creek a little bit. That was our outing, you know. We never went anywhere. Didn't do anything but work. Otherwise, I guess we just went to school, and time went on, you know, and the war was over with. And of course, they were drafting me right out of high school because I turned 18, and in February I was on my way for my physical down to Fort Riley, Kansas. But I passed that all right, and I come back, I graduated, and I had a buddy that wanted to go to the Merchant Marines I graduated with, but the draft board wouldn't release me. So I couldn't do anything. And then along about, in November, I think it was, we went to Omaha and I enlisted in the Navy. And then I had a report in January. And I took my basic in San Diego. And then I spent 2 years in California. That's as far as I got. We always had a good place to sleep, and the food was good. And I was a pretty good typist in school, and I got put in that division for an Admiral Forsyth was his name, and I was in his office the rest of the time until I got discharged. I worked for Dad then, you know, and Leonard, older brother. But see, Dad, he passed away when he was 62 in 1951. So, and Leonard kind of took over. And then in 1948, Dad bought the place where Dana lives, or where I lived. And in 52, I moved over there and started farming. We rented that estate from 52 until 75. We bought it in 75. We bought the whole works in 75, just like he did when he bought it. All 3 quarters. We raised mostly corn and rye and vetch at that time. We had some alfalfa, not too much, but the rye and vetch is the one that really, you could always depend on it, unless you had a hailstorm, then you couldn't. But those dry years, you know, the corn crop never mounted nothing. There was a couple of years there we had a corn crop, they appraised at 5 bushels the acre. Well, but the rye always came through, rye and a vetch. And it was across the quarter section of land, it was 15 acres of corn, 15 acres of rye, and just all the way across what they called strip farming. And of course, everybody was buying land, you know, and to buy what's next to you, you know, and that, if you look at it that way, that never stops. But farms got bigger and bigger and bigger, so does the equipment. But outside of the 3/4, we never bought any more land. But we sacrificed a lot.